Call the meeting to order.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sonia, would you like to call roll?
Yep. Commissioner Digital.
Here.
Commissioner Corbin.
Here.
Commissioner Wire.
Here.
Commissioner Shaw.
Here.
Mayor Lindsay.
Here. You have before you the agenda for this evening.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Seeing no appearances or acknowledgements, is there anything anyone wants to discuss on the consent calendar? If not, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve consent calendar. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Under unfinished business, second reading of ordinance number 1664, permitting and regulating ducks. And Jameson, I'll ask you to address this.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is second reading and final approval of ordinance 1664. This would put ducks into our ordinance to be regulated just like we do chickens currently. That would be up to 6 hens per ducks on any property. And then the ordinance states all the regulations for confinement and other requirements. No changes from the last reading, and again, this was recommended from the planning commission on a 6-1 vote.
Questions or comments?
Motion to approve second reading of ordinance 1664. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Nay.
Okay, under new business. Approve resolution number 2024-01, dissolve tax increment district number 1. Again, Jameson, I'll ask you to address that one.
Well, the city's first TIP district is now officially paid off. All the project costs have been reimbursed. This is the district that covered Grant Circle and was started in 2008. So now that the district is paid off, we can pass this resolution which dissolves it, and then future property tax for these properties will now go to all the appropriate tax entities.
Questions or comments?
Motion to approve resolution 2024-01. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Discussion and action to purchase property from the Lake Area Improvement Corporation, the First Bank and Trust Sportsplex. And again, I'll ask Jameson to address it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So it's been over a year now since we've been discussing converting the old Runnings building into a facility for recreation. And over that time, we've learned about how there's been a naming rights sponsorship from First Bank. So it's the First Bank and Trust sponsors our Sportsplex. And we've also discussed how the operations would work with fees and with scheduling. And at this point, we are now ready to accept the property from the LAIC, who have converted the property. When we first started, it was discussed that the city would purchase the property for operations for the cost of demolition and other costs that are not related to the conversion of the property. At that time, we thought demolition would be 70,000, and those additional costs would bring the total to 80 or 90,000. Now, as we are reaching the end, we are seeing that the total cost is just over 70,000. We are
672.
Yep, we are looking to purchase the property for $70,672.41. So that covers the demolition, which came in under budget, and as well as the extra costs that are not related to the conversion. If we purchase this property, then we can move forward with finalizing the scheduling and access software. But even before that gets done, we hope to allow teams and to start using the facility before we have individuals using that within hopefully 30 to 60 days when that software component is complete. So staff recommend approval of this purchase.
And I'll just add to that, the great group of people in that put the time and effort into making this conversion. That is, I really want to applaud them and thank them, and that it is going to be an amazing addition to the city of Madison. Other questions, comments?
I've yet to hear anything negative or any opposition on the entire project myself. So.
If not, do we have a motion?
Great project. I'll make a motion to purchase the property from LAIC for the First Bank and Trust Forceplex.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 3, approve the amendment to professional services agreement with RSA Incorporated for the city administration building. And again, Jameson, I'll ask you to address this one.
RSA is the architecture firm who was hired to design the city administration building, and they are continuing in our service with the construction administration. When that was first approved, the agreement with them was around 2017, and the compensation set their services at 5.9% of $6.5 million project, which is about $383,000. Of course, the project scope changed since 2017, and pricing has gone up substantially, and so we ended up approving a $10.1 million project. After negotiating with RSA, the amendment to the agreement in front of you adjusts their compensation to 4.5% of 10 million, so 450,000 up from the 383,000. We feel this is a fair price since they've more than redesigned the building before and are continuing to provide service on the construction site, so staff recommend approval.
Questions or comments?
That's
It is.
big deal.
Yeah, I do too. I
The same, we're getting the same results or packages or, I guess, results, I guess, from their.
Yep, same services.
Services.
Ultimately, the scope of the project changed from when we first came to agreement with them. It ended up being a larger building, a 2-story building. They had to redesign it when they moved it to the south property as opposed to the original property. So there was extra work put in to get it to the point where it's at, but the scope of the services remains the same.
Other questions? Comments?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Discussion and possible action on SRF funding, reimbursement and outstanding contractor invoices. And again, Jameson or Sonia.
A couple of months ago, we had a discussion on whether we would be comfortable with essentially prepaying some of these costs on the SRF projects. So we get the cost applications from the contractor. We submit them through First District to the state. There's a few steps in there, and ultimately the state has a lot of requests, and for one reason or another, they are very slow in getting those requests and reimbursements made. We would prefer to have the reimbursement in hand before we pay the contractor, but that timeline got so long that the question we had was whether we can pay ahead, and we got direction to do that. But at that time, we were looking at around $1 million, and to date, we have paid $1.1 million to keep those projects moving along. But we still haven't received reimbursement on that, and we've gotten more requests coming forward. So before we proceeded, we wanted to, I guess, have a discussion over how comfortable you would be with making more payments, or if you'd like us to hold until we have some reimbursements back. Sonia, do you know how many requests we have standing by at this
We
point?
have 5 sitting out there right now. The first ones that we've paid are about 1.1 million. There's approximately $3 million, a little over 3 million that we've received confirmation from the state that have been approved. But the email also followed up with, but I don't know when you'll get your money. So I'm not overly reassured, but he's commented that it's gone. So Dan at this SRF or DNR has come forward and said, I've approved, they're already gone through me, but they're still waiting for disbursement. And we've gotten lots of requests, so they wouldn't have to give us any kind of timeline on or when we'll see those deposits coming in. Then we have requests from vendors who are, okay, we're $2 million behind in payments to them, or not behind, and they fully expect that the pay scale or the payment reimbursement on this is slow. They don't think they expected it to be this slow. RD has not, they usually turn things around very quickly for us, and we're sitting at about 90 days now. From when we did the initial payments to them in September.
So do we pay interest on that then?
We are not paying any interest on it currently because it hasn't been dispersed for it to us. Plus, these are grant funds that we're drawing down first.
Yeah.
So it's not loan funds.
But we're not being charged interest by the contractor because we haven't
We
paid.
are not currently.
So now, You said we paid out 1.1, we have 3 million. in
There's 3 million that we received confirmation from.
Confirmation.
That have
On
been
the 5
approved.
requests and that are being still requested,
That are-
is it under what we've had confirmed? Or would that exceed what's been confirmed?
Those are the ones that have been confirmed.
Well, those are,
Yes, so the 3 million that we've received email that they've been approved are those first 5 requests.
so basically, in a sense, it would be a time,
And yeah,
Time
we
thing.
could see it in 2 weeks, we could see it in whenever.
but
Do we have the money to pay them? I mean, I think that's, I have a hard time withholding funds from people that have done the work on somebody else's
Delayed, yeah.
delays.
I don't have the authority to do it, you have
No, I
to
don't.
direct him to do so.
There's a copy of the payball and everything like that. Correct.
Yeah, and it's like, and it is, I mean, they are the grant funds, so it's not, we're not taking any loans against anything or at this point, it's simply.
I feel like we should pay the people that have done the work and that have gone through their punch list items and completed things like we've asked, and they should be compensated for what they've done. You know, well, it's not their fault that we don't have the money that state hasn't provided.
It's on you.
5 requests, you said.
There's 5 that are outstanding right now.
Do you have a number in mind that you're looking for?
I'm just looking for direction. You tell me what you're comfortable with and that's what we'll.
But, and they're all completed projects, it's not like a retainer
Correct. So these are, the SRF is an $18 million project. We're approximately, 4.5 million into it. The first 500,000 on the sewer side and 650,000 on the water side came out of our ARPA funds. And then the next set of this is going against the state's ARPA funds or grant funds. And then once those grant funds are dispersed, then we'll hop into the loan funds.
other thoughts? Questions?
There's no implications of paying.
It's not, it's gonna, if you tell me to pay $2 million. It's gonna, reduce our cash $2 million until we receive reimbursement from the state, but again, it could be,
But from the grant, on the grants.
no.
and you're comfortable with that as far as.
We have the cash in the bank and. Without him sending that email that says that they've cleared him and Banner's provided all the documentation and everything that they've needed. I probably would not recommend you do that, but with the email he sent out last week, I feel you're pretty safe in doing so.
So we just need a motion. I'll just make a motion that we pay the 5 managers out of cash until we get reimbursement from the SRF.
Second,
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Number 5, establish the 2024 election date and invite Madison Central School District to join in the joint election April 9th of 2024. Jameson, you want to address that?
Pretty straightforward. Per usual, we're looking at the second Tuesday in April, the 9th. And as long as there's an election, we would obviously hold that. And if the school has an election as well, then we would be looking to coincide with that. The 2 commissioners up this year would be Commissioners Corbin and Bibdall. And that's everything.
Questions or comments? Okay, do we have a motion to establish the date?
Make a motion to establish the 2024 election date and invite Madison Central School District to join in a joint election for April 9th, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 6, appoint Jameson Barrett as interim finance officer. I'll ask Jameson to address that.
We of course are very sad to see Sonia leaving for greener pastures. We wish her the best. In the meantime, as we're looking for the new finance officer, we'll need somebody identified with the title of interim so that we can be completing all statutory requirements that we need to do.
I'll make a motion to approve Jameson interim finance officer.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Do we have any public comment? I was kind of how you dial it. Nope, okay. Under announcements, the next regular commission meeting will be Tuesday, January 16th at 5:30 PM. And with that, do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Sorry.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, we will move into executive session. Thank you, everyone.